I'm told there are only a handful of people who've marked decades on a television show. Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Ed Sullivan was on for 23 years. Now I'm part of the list. This week, I marked 20 years here on Inside Edition, so today we thought it might be kind of fun to take a look back.
There's probably only one job in the world where one person would be asked to do so many different things. And for 20 years, I've had it.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us.
Anchoring Inside Edition is the easy part.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Norville, and today we're broadcasting from China.
It's the stuff that happens outside the studio that's sometimes challenging. And often downright fun.
Hi, George. How are you?
There is never a routine day at Inside Edition. You never know who you'll meet or where in the world you'll end up.
Dive.
It could be deep in the ocean on a nuclear-powered submarine.
You want to try some maneuvers?
You bet.
Or pulling 10 Gs in an F-16 fighter jet.
Woohoo!
Heck, I even got to work as a flight attendant for Frontier Airlines.
Ice or no ice, ma'am?
Which left me with a new appreciation for what they go through every day.
Bye-bye.
A lot has happened over the last 20 years.
I'm Deborah Norville.
This is my first day at Inside Edition. O.J. Simpson was on trial for murder. A loaf of bread cost half of what it does now. There was no war on terror. And Kardashian was an attorney, not a reality star. Hey, reality TV hadn't even been created yet. We've told stories of explosions which blasted not just buildings, but our sense of security.
Hello, I'm Deborah Norville, reporting from downtown Oklahoma City. It is without question the darkest day in America's history, September 11th, 2001.
That day, I was on a roof overlooking the smoldering Pentagon while our colleagues literally ran for their lives in Manhattan. And then there was Boston, 2013.
Two massive explosions were detonated.
And our big gets.
With all due respect, why would Bill Clinton care about you? So you turned him down.
I don't appreciate that. That was really rude.
No.
That was so rude. That is so rude. You don't have to do it that way.
I mean no disrespect,
That was
Paula.
so rude.
Paula Jones, who accused then-President Bill Clinton of sexual harassment, didn't like my tough questions. She later finished the interview and reached a financial settlement with the president.
Take off your glasses.
Really?
Yeah.
And what will happen?
Howard Stern's usually the one asking people to take stuff off. That question yielded a surprising vulnerability for the famous shock jock.
I have a very big nose, and I'm very self-conscious about it. And I would get a nose job, but I'm afraid it'll screw up my voice or something.
Americans are fascinated with royals, probably because we don't have any. Our coverage of the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate was a hit.
The bells are tolling, the crowd is screaming and roaring its approval.
Even if it did mean wearing a funny hat.
And the bride is beaming, and that groom looks like he may be the happiest man on earth.
We traveled to Rome, part of a throng from all over the world.
Hi, I'm Deborah Norville from Inside Edition.
To give Inside Edition's viewers a glimpse of the farewell to Pope John Paul II, the People's Pontiff. But nothing's grabbed more attention than when I spent 5 days in the toughest jail in America.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deborah.
There was no privacy, no special treatment, and very little sleep. These were real criminals. It seemed the whole nation was watching.
Were you booked? Were you cuffed? Were you...
I was.
Here's my question. What if it's a huge hit in the ratings? Think they'll make her stay there?
The ratings were huge, but I was miserable.
Oh, God.
Trust me, this story was not my idea. This wasn't my idea either.
About 9 hours ago, I became the mother of this little girl, Michaela Katerina. She's fine, I'm fine. My husband thinks I'm crazy to be doing this.
The producers said they couldn't find anyone to do the show that day. And I guess they couldn't find anyone to clean up after the rhino at the Detroit Zoo either. They gave me that job.
He likes this.
There we go.
They've also had me take tolls.
Do you need a receipt?
Sell peanuts.
Peanuts!
And even record a music video.
I'm gonna keep on moving, gonna keep on pushing.
But I had to write the song first. Believe me, I'm not complaining.
Deborah Norville.
It's not every day you're invited to the White House. I got to read my children's book as part of Mrs. Clinton's reading initiative. We later spoke when she was campaigning for the Democratic nomination for president.
What's different when you're the candidate as opposed to being the spouse of the candidate?
That is such a great question. You know, it is different to be the candidate. I mean, you're on all the time. There is no time off.
At the Democratic convention in 2012, First Lady Michelle Obama talked about the scrutiny that she by then was used to.
Everybody's going to be looking at what the First Lady wore. You know, there's actually a website that chronicles what you wear every day.
Shoes, buttons,
earrings, you name it.
Yeah.
Does it add to the pressure about what you're going to pick to wear?
No, not really, because in the end, as you know, you have to wear what you feel good in.
There have been many famous faces on Inside Edition over the years, but for me, it's the people you don't know who have the best stories. J.R. Martinez is from my hometown in Georgia. He was serving in Iraq when his Humvee hit a landmine and he was horribly burned. Many people would have given up, but not J.R. He was cast as a war vet on the soap All My Children, and later won Dancing with the Stars.
What are you hearing from other vets who've seen you on the show?
I get a lot of emails from a lot of veterans that are saying, we cried, we cried, we cried, and we cried because we're so proud. Go out there and show them what we can do.
And no one was better at looking forward than my pal Joan Rivers, a fixture on the red carpet and a model of resilience. She once talked about those dark days when she lost her job and her husband within weeks of each other.
How'd you get through it?
I couldn't kill myself because I had my daughter, so that would be a terrible, terrible thing to show her.
Did you think about it?
Oh my God, yeah. I hope it's a lesson to everybody. Things come around in your life if you just keep trying.
I'm gonna keep on moving, gonna keep on pushing.
You just keep trying. And after all of this, I can't wait to try what's next.
Yes.